What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel, Spirituality with Gabriella. Today we're doing a reading on your career and finances. So if you're wondering what your career holds in store for you, how your finances are going to look over the next few months, then definitely keep watching. As always, if you like my content, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then just subscribe to my channel. Of course, if you're new here, then a big welcome from me. Thank you so much for being along for the ride. What I'm going to ask you to do is to pick from one of these three piles and just turn your thoughts and your intuition towards these piles and pick the one that speaks most to you. So here we have pile 1 with the quartz, pile 2 with the rose quartz, and pile 3 with the Peacock's orb. Once you've selected, check out the descriptions below, get your timestamp, and fast forward to your own personal reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 1. So today we're doing a reading on your career and personal finances, especially over the next few months. And just so you know, this is my first time doing a reading where the cards are laid out instead of showing my face. So let me know what you think of this format. So first we have the Star, we have the 9 of Pentacles, the World, and the 7 of Wands. The Star, this is a really positive card. Group 1, you guys are probably very creative and you probably have a lot of opportunities available to you as you think about your next steps with your career. So I would be feeling pretty proud of where you are right now, and the Star is a good card indicating that there's going to be more opportunities coming towards you. So if you've been kind of waiting for some news, like perhaps you applied to a job or you're just waiting to get additional information on something, then the Star is a really opportunistic card. It means that that will be coming into your future fairly soon. It also indicates that you've been working pretty hard, that you are a creative person, you might be into art, music, philosophy, psychology, kind of those areas. And if you're not, then I would see you as like an entrepreneurial figure, because the Star is, all about creativity, all about kind of mind expansion. So this is a really good card to get as the first card in this reading. Next, we have the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is one of the best cards if you're thinking about career and wealth. It signifies that you're going to have quite a lot of wealth. It signifies that you're going to have a lot of money coming to you. So it's usually through your own work, but it can also be through coming into money, like for example, an inheritance, paycheck, that kind of thing. A bonus, for example, it could even be a surprising amount of money that you get, but this signifies just being able to live lavishly, being able to live outside of what are normally your means. So if you normally have like a certain budget, I think that you could kind of feel that you have an extra buffer in the next few months, because these cards are both really good. So next up we have the World, and the World is all about celebration and the things that you've been working on really coming to fruition. So if you have been working really hard, which I'm sure that you guys are, group 1, it seems like you're a hard bunch of workers, then this is a card that symbolizes that all of that is paying off. So you may see a promotion at this time. It may also actually be a good time to invest and to think about how you're protecting and using your money, because these are very strong money cards. The World is really about culmination. So it's just like everything that you've been doing up until now, you'll finally be able to celebrate and you'll finally be able to have joy. So I would say that the next steps in your career are going to be really good. It seems like you're stepping up to the plate, you're taking on ownership, people are pretty proud of you and what you're doing. You're getting along with most of your coworkers. I think that in terms of money and finances, they are only going to grow. And then here we have the 7 of Wands. And 7 of Wands is really all about feeling like you have to protect what you have. And this makes sense, because if you do have a lot of money, or if you do come into money, other people might start getting a little bit jealous of you, or might be happy for you, but also kind of like, I wish I had what they had. And so this is actually a positive card in that it means you have the power to take care of the things that are rightfully yours. but it does mean that you might face some kind of resistance or jealousy from other people. So it can be as simple as getting a paycheck that is, unexpected, or getting a bonus or a promotion or something like that. You may come into the face of jealousy a little bit, and you may feel the need to more carefully protect your assets. Make sure that all of your assets are protected and are secured. Just make sure that, everything's kind of like in the right place. And I would say if you do that, then you're all good. Pick some clarifying cards for you guys. So I also picked the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and the Hermit. So the King of Swords is a very strong character. So he's a character who's kind of going to protect what he has. He's very dependable, reliable. He has sharp wit and sharp intellect. So I would say that in your job or in your career right now, you're seen as someone who's like quite reliable and quite dependable. And the King of Swords is a regal figure. So not that you're seen in like a regal way, but you are seen as someone who's trusted. And you're also willing to like cut through the excess noise. So whenever I see swords, especially like a bunch of them in the same place, this symbolizes ideas and action and intellect and power. So you are probably someone who does hold a lot of power, and in doing so, like quite a lot of influence at the same time. So just make sure that you're using that influence for good and for creative and positive things, which it seems like you are. And if you do that, then I think you will most definitely come into this money that you deserve and that you've earned. For the Knight of Swords, because you are coming into this money, it seems like this is going to happen kind of quickly. I know a lot of people are getting paychecks from the government in America right now, so that's just an example of something where you kind of wake up one day and you're like, oh wow, okay, this is new and this is cool. So you're gonna come into this money, it's gonna happen kind of quickly, but more importantly, the Knight of Swords is all about action, planning, and movement. So you're also gonna start planning a little bit for the future and thinking about, how can I protect this stuff? How can I make this more of a long-term investment? And so I would say that's pretty positive. Next, we have the Eight of Swords. What I would presume is, based on where this is lying in the spread, you kind of come into all of these assets and this money, but you might kind of feel like, oh God, this is overwhelming. What do I do with this? And you might feel a little bit stuck. But the truth is, the most important thing to know about this card is you're never stuck. I think that this just takes some careful planning on your part, and you are going to be celebrating, but instead of jumping straight into the celebration, you also want to think a little bit about your future and about, how can you plan for the long term? And the truth is that you're not stuck in any way. Like if you see in this card, there's like a castle in the background, and this woman can step out of these swords if she so chooses to. So for you, it's just a question of kind of taking the blindfold off, stepping out of your current position, not getting too caught up in your thoughts, not being too overwhelmed. Instead, just realizing this is your birthright, you worked for this, like all of this stuff is stuff that you have earned through hard work and through labor, honestly. So just focus on that and you'll be totally fine. And then last we have the Hermit, and the Hermit is really all about looking within. It's about soul searching, and it's about, especially if you've had a change in your life, it is about thinking about kind of, who am I, and does this speak to me, and what is my higher purpose? And it does take some reflection. So what I would say is, because you have this in conjunction with the Seven of Wands, there is going to be kind of some stuff that's going to test your sense of self and test your sense of identity, but that's perfectly okay. This is who you're meant to be. All of this stuff is stuff that you deserve. So just keep that in mind. And with the Hermit, just remember that just like in this picture, everyone has their own guiding light and their own lantern kind of thing. So follow that light, follow what your intuition is telling you, and just remember all of this stuff is stuff that you've worked really hard for. Group 1, I would say that next steps with your finances are honestly like so amazing. It looks really positive to me. I know that you guys are going to be successful. I know that you'll definitely come into money. It might not happen like immediately, like the next day after you listen to this, but it is going to happen over the next few months. And just remember to stay true to your logic. When stuff is happening really fast for you, make sure not to get stuck. Like celebrate and enjoy, and also look within and think a little bit about how you can plan for the long term, because the truth is, this is really a turning point in your life, and you're going to want to think about this in a more sustainable fashion. Don't just celebrate and leave it at that. Instead, start planning for the future. Think carefully about how you can bring this into your life for the long term. And I think that your assets, your finances, really, really good. Everything looks positive. So I'm really happy for you guys, Group 1. Congratulations. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Bye. Okay, Group 2, welcome to your reading. So today we're going to learn a little bit about next steps for your career and finances. So I pulled 4 cards for you guys, and here I got the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Cups. So the first thing, Group 2, I want you guys to notice is you have a lot of cups. It's important to me when I make these videos that I'm also teaching you guys a little bit about the tarot. So cups are all about creativity, harmony, nurturing. It's a very beautiful and caring energy. And in terms of your career specifically, I see a lot of good things coming for you. So it seems to me like you have a lot of good opportunities coming into your field and into your sphere. So if you have, for example, applied for a job, I would say that even if there was a wait, the wait is going to be over soon, and you're going to learn news about that, and that things will turn out just fine. So that is a really positive thing. If you are also seeking new opportunities, like for example, getting into a new business venture, then I would say definitely, there's a lot of opportunities and partnerships that are in these cards, which is good. You have a lot of creativity, and you want to make sure that in your profession you are living out that creativity on a day-to-day basis. So make sure that you're in a line of work that speaks to you. It is possible that right now you're kind of in a line of work where it's stable, but it's not necessarily what you want to do all the time. So just be mindful of that, and as new opportunities come onto your plate, it's a great time to be as creative as you want to be. The Two of Cups is all about partnerships, and for you guys, Group 2, it seems like there are going to be some good partnerships here. It could be entering into business with someone new, or it could be like a new boss or a colleague, but whatever it is, this is a beneficial partnership. This is someone that you will learn from. It's someone who you can trust and is stable, and there's a lot of knowledge being shared. So this is also related to the Hierophant, because in the Hierophant, there's often a mentor figure that comes into your life who you need to learn from. So it is possible that, you are looking to kind of take your skills to the next level in your profession. I actually see this more as like a one-on-one thing where you're going to learn from someone who's an expert in the field, or you're going to get put on a project, for example, with someone who you really trust and feels like can really guide you in the right direction. So definitely look out for that. Now with the Hierophant, one thing that I will say is the Hierophant is quite a orderly and stable card. So now isn't really the time to make huge adjustments in your life. And what that means is you're just going to want to make sure that whatever opportunities you are considering are ones that are going to be stable for you. Just make sure that as you consider these partnerships that you'll still have a stable life, you'll still have finances coming in, all of that stuff. I wouldn't want you guys to kind of like throw yourself out on a limb and do something like totally crazy. But do what speaks to you, because I see it's so important for you guys to be creative. So definitely keep that in mind. And then with the Queen of Cups, this is even more emphasized because the Queen of Cups is all about nurturing and caring and art and creativity. So you are a very creative person and you need to express that in your work. You also probably have a high need to care for other people. So I feel like if you're in a profession where you're just like working on spreadsheets or you're doing something kind of cyclical all the time, you're going to get pretty bored. So what you're going to think about more, Group 2, is how can you care for others, or how can you get those opportunities through volunteering and things like that. So make sure that you have those outlets available to you, even if it's not in your day job. Make sure that you're doing that stuff, and because that's what really motivates you and inspires you, and you really care about supporting other people. I've pulled some clarifying cards for you guys. So we have the Nine of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and we also have the Sun. When we think of the Nine of Wands, this does mean a bit of instability or uncertainty. The rest of your cards are amazing, honestly. Like, these are such good cards, so I wouldn't take this as anything bad. I would just say that make sure that when it comes to things like career and money, you're putting systems and processes in place to keep things stable. I think that you're gonna have a lot of opportunities to be more creative, and I really love that for you guys. I think that's what you need, but also don't do anything where it's like you're gonna risk losing your money overnight or something like that, because it does seem like you might feel at one point that you have some challenges. Like, you might feel that maybe this business partnership is a really positive thing, but you might have to dip into your savings a little bit. So just kind of keep that in mind and always have a little bit extra money ready and available. And if you don't feel like that is available for you right now, that's okay, but just be more mindful of your spending. Just know that some of these opportunities will take a little bit of time to pan out, so just be aware of that and have your savings as like a buffer. You also have the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and I want you, again, Cups, the cup energy is so strong. You have so much creativity, so much nurturing energy. The Ace of Cups is so positive for a career. It's like one of the best cards you can get. So I feel like if you do go to a new job, it's going to be something that really speaks to you, and it's going to be something that you've kind of been waiting to do for your whole life, or something that you've felt called to do for a while. So I think that's really important, and yeah, I'm really proud of you guys for actually taking this step. And if you already are in a field that you feel is right for you, then I think this kind of signifies like the next level for you. So very possible that you could get a promotion. I'm seeing like promotions, excelling, doing very well. And also you might even come into some money. So it's possible that you'll have like an extra inheritance, or you'll get kind of like an unexpected paycheck. I don't know why, but today with the cards I'm pulling, I'm seeing like a lot of themes about unexpected money, which is cool. I think it's all good stuff. So yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. But definitely what I'm seeing is recognition for your hard work, and you have been working really hard, and you do really take care of the people around you. So you're very kind-hearted people. I feel like you really want the best for people around you, and you really care about their success just as much as yours. So I really love doing readings for people like you guys, group 2. And then lastly, we have the Sun, and the Sun is like one of the best cards, especially to wrap this up. So basically, the Sun is just all about success and having true happiness, and really feeling so happy that you're almost like back in this childlike state. So what I would say for career is that I would expect good opportunities coming in. There's going to be some good partnerships. There's going to be someone or some opportunity that you're going to learn from a lot. You're going to take on a lot of new skills and knowledge that will help you continue to excel and get to the next level. And for you guys, again, just make sure that you're staying creative, make sure that you're nurturing people. It's super important. I really see nothing but success for you guys. I mean, I think that your career is going to be amazing. Just keep in mind, like, have that extra buffer. You're going to want that, especially as things are kind of like changing. There will be a lot of opportunities, and I feel like you might need to be a little bit selective about what you decide to do at the end of the day, but it's all good stuff, and it couldn't be more positive. So really happy for you guys. Congrats, group 2, and I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much. Okay, group 3, guys, welcome to your reading. So I've picked 4 cards for you all, and we're going to talk a little bit about your career and your finances. So I got the 3 of Wands, the High Priestess, the Page of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. For the 3 of Wands, you guys are probably thinking a little bit about your future and opportunities that are available to you. And at this time, you may be very drawn to international opportunities and also the idea of traveling. I know that for our world right now, it is quite hard to actually like physically travel, but I see you somehow having some like international connection. You're feeling kind of like broadening your perspective, broadening your horizons. You might connect with someone who's from a different country, I'm not really sure, but it seems like you don't want to feel boxed in, and it's very important to you that you feel like you're thinking outside of the box, you're able to be creative, and you're able to have like new opportunities. With the High Priestess, this card is all about intuition. So I really want you guys to tune into your intuition right now and focus on what your heart tells you to do. Kind of balance that with your logic, because I see that you might have a bit of a tendency to be like a dreamer and also a creative person. So I do want you to tune into your intuition, trust that divine guidance, turn within during this time. So if you don't do meditation and stuff like that already, I would really advise you to, because I think it's going to help you think through some of the opportunities that are available to you. And these opportunities might come in like small ways. It might not be something like absolutely crazy. Maybe it's just you were invited to give a presentation. It's stuff that you need to focus on because it's going to help you continue growing in your career. With the Page of Cups, what this typically signifies is that you might be a little bit of I said it before, a dreamer. You might have kind of grand ideas and plans, but you might not really spend a lot of time with putting those things into action and thinking like very carefully about your next steps. So I want you to focus on your intuition and use everything you learn from this to actually strategize. Draw up those spreadsheets, put in the data, like think about what your next plans are and your next steps. And you don't need to think too far ahead, but I do want you guys to not just be lost in like dreams and ideas. Just make sure that you're putting what you want to do into practicality and you're actually taking those steps and not just like always thinking about them. Next, we have the Four of Wands, and this is a really good card. What it means for career is just that you're gonna have a pretty happy time over the next couple months. You just feel like, yeah, things are good and you're interacting well with your colleagues, your projects are going well. There's really nothing to complain about. I also pulled some clarifying cards. So we have the Ten of Swords, Judgment, the Ten of Cups, and we also have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Ten of Swords, it's an odd card with the rest of these cards, but I'm going to talk about this a little bit because these two together I think are definitely connected. So the Ten of Swords is about feeling lost and feeling defeated. So what I want you guys to think about, group 3, is make sure that you're taking careful care of your finances and not getting lost with like spending money on things that you don't need. I don't know why, but I just kind of have this feeling like you might be sitting at home scrolling through Instagram or like scrolling through websites and kind of buying stuff that you don't really need. I think that it's important that you make sure that you're not doing that, because you might actually need this money at some point. And I'm not saying that to scare you, because things are actually looking like pretty good in your future. I want you to just stay grounded and stay practical. So always stay logical. I think that's super important for you guys. There might be this like event in your career where you feel a little defeated and you feel like you're not really sure, it kind of comes out of nowhere. That is possible, because this is a card where normally it represents just feeling like you lost a battle, so to speak. So keep that in mind. The most important thing is how you react to the situation once it comes up. So it might be something small, like maybe you get some hard feedback. What is really important is about how you react to the situation. So here we have Judgment, and Judgment really means that all of your actions are going to be somewhat evaluated by the people around you. It is important to just hold your head high, stay logical, don't get caught in any drama or any like backstabbing or anything like that. Just stay calm, stay collected, make sure that you're doing what feels right to you and you're living out your truth. I know it sounds corny, but I think it's very important. And if you do that, then good things are going to come to you. And group 3, it seems like you will do that successfully, because next you have the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is a really, really good card, especially for career. So another thing to keep in mind is that people might be kind of evaluating your behavior right now, because there are some opportunities. You could be being evaluated for like a promotion or the next level up without even knowing it and without someone even telling you about it. So I would just be mindful of how you're acting. Again, making sure you're being practical, making sure you're listening to your intuition and doing the work that speaks to you. I think that's really important for you guys. It seems like everything's going to work out pretty well. And Ten of Cups is about being very stable, being delighted, being happy, just like celebrating. And as you can see, these people are literally spreading their arms. Their kids are dancing in the background. They have everything they need, and it's like the rainbow has come out and all of their hard work has paid off. So I do think there is some time of like planning and maybe like dealing with some hardship, but I don't think it's a major hardship. I think it's just something that's like a bump along the road, and then it all turns out well in the end. So it kind of even seems like you need to go through this in order to get here. And then lastly, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is all about working on it. And I see this as a positive thing because it's like you have to harvest your fruits in order for them to ripen. There might be a bit of a shift here. Like, for example, if it's a promotion, you're kind of like looking at your new situation and you're like, okay, this is not all easy, but I'm gonna work on it and I'm gonna work hard at it. So I think working hard at it is the most important thing, but I think it will be work that you enjoy doing and work that you feel inspired to do. So I do see you taking on some more responsibility in your career over the next few months. So group 3, just to summarize quickly, I think that you guys have a lot of opportunities available to you. It seems like you should be listening quite closely to your intuition, making sure that you are thinking about your career seriously and not just treating it as like a one day to the next kind of thing, because I think the way that you're acting is going to be important for future opportunities, and something cool is going to come up for you guys. Just remember that even if things feel difficult or tough, you're going to have to face them, you're going to have to stay stable, and as long as you do that, then everything's going to turn out really well for you guys. And even if this isn't like a promotion per se, I do think that you are going to be quite happy about something. It could be a bonus, it could be some kind of shout out at work that you get. Like, I think that all the work you're doing is really gonna kind of come full circle. People are gonna recognize you for it. Because of that, you'll feel like, yep, I need to keep working and I need to keep at this. Group 3, good job. I think you're doing well, and just remember to stay grounded, stay focused, stay practical, and you guys will do great. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and thank you so much for listening. Bye.